It sounds like rather than going falling back to guitar, which is, I'm ever grateful for. Honestly, if I didn't have it, I'd probably been way worse off. But you had to kind of look at different areas of your life and grow.
Yeah, at that point, I don't even know if I was playing anymore much. Didn't have time.
Mhm.
Um, and I think I don't even know if I had an instrument at that time in life. It was, we had the three kids and I was, full time, just a typical family life, I guess. And for whatever reason, I convinced myself you don't have time for that. And I think that was probably a bad thing because once I picked it up again and started really playing and figuring out how to use it to in conjunction with other things I was doing to help myself, I feel like if I had of hindsight, I guess is 2020, if I had those skills back at that time, I probably would have been in a different place too now. So because I was kind of the precursor to a lot of downhill movement, I'll say.
How did receiving the ADHD and complex PTSD, how did that reframe your story?
Oh, it was actually amazing. I even up until I got those diagnoses at I was in my early 40s, and the ADHD especially made my entire existence prior to that actually make sense because and that was a large part of why I was drinking heavily too, because I had no idea what was wrong with me, what was going on in my head. Like to me, I was just something's wrong and I am different than everybody else. My brain is racing and I need to slow things down. But getting that diagnosis, I kind of did a deep dive after that and it was an eye opener. It was an eye opener. It was everything in my life had made sense, not only down to my actions, but also like cognitive distortions and RSD and everything that came along with it. I was able to dissect those things and understand the negative impact they had on me and formulated ways to fix them. And music was part of that too.
So you bring, I love, and love like Motorhead, Tool. And one day I remember like I was mowing my lawn. I had something like a whole life event just kind of pull the rug out from under me. And I'd just been a counselor for about a year or two. And you say cognitive distortions. And I'd really never paid attention to, the way I thought. And I was about to put on some Motorhead. And I'm like, I'm not in the emotional place right now to listen to Motorhead. If I do, I'm probably going to go out and whoop somebody, really. But so instead of doing that, I put on a positive podcast, which I had never done, and it kind of within 10 minutes, my whole emotional mood had changed, and I was like, "Wow, there's something here." So my question is, when using music to interrupt those irrational thoughts and to force mindfulness, have you had to do that yourself? Of saying, "Okay, well, there's this type of music that is not going to be beneficial to me right now, and this is." Do you select that way?
I love Motorhead too. They're one of my favorite bands. Yeah, definitely. That's actually kind of what steered me towards more like classical and picking sort of guitar that way, like clean acoustic. I love metal, love that stuff. It's got its place. So, and when I'm in one of those frames of mind, I definitely have to choose my music accordingly.
So, and I 100% get it. Like when I was reading your website, I'm like, this is amazing. But for anybody that is either new to guitar or maybe they've played guitar a long time and really haven't made the connection, or somebody that doesn't play at all, can you explain to us why the repetition can help with regulating and insight?